Good evening, everyone. I thought tonight we would do something a little different. Throughout the centuries, monks have chanted, and it's a very simple practice, and it's also a very calming practice. It's essentially lingering on one pitch, one tone, and then occasionally you float above it, and occasionally you float below it, and you come back to that one pitch. It's very sweet. There have been very few images in my mind that have excelled this one experience where, and I can't believe I'm saying this because, as you know, I was born in Buffalo, New York, in inner city, never thought I would ever travel outside of Buffalo, New York. But I've traveled, and one of the places I've been to is France. And I remember sitting on the hillside overlooking an old monastery, goes back to like the year 1200. And I could hear the monks chanting. And that's what they were doing. It was kind of like they were lingering on one pitch and they were floating above it and then returning to it and then lingering on one pitch and then sinking below it and rising back to it. It's a very simple, but I believe therapeutic way, and especially since they were getting up like at 2 and 6 in the morning, you know, you want to keep it simple. And it's kind of soft. And when the candles were lit in monasteries at 2 or 6 in the morning, it's very sweet. And so anyways, thought tonight we would do some of that. And so basically I'll chant a line to you, and you chant it back. And if you want to take this and make it part of your own private practice, you can do that. Or maybe in the mornings, since I'm not here in the mornings now, you can do some of that as well. So basically you find a psalm, pretty much any psalm will do. So I've chosen Psalm 29. Oh, give praise to the beloved.
Oh, give praise to the beloved.
O heavenly host.
O heavenly host.
Sing of love's glory.
Sing of love's glory.
Sing of love's strength.
Sing of love's strength.
Enter the temple of the divine.
Enter the temple of the divine.
Adore the beloved in holy splendor.
Adore the beloved in holy splendor.
The voice of the beloved is upon the waters.
The voice of the beloved is upon the waters.
Love's voice echoes over the ocean.
Love's voice echoes over the ocean.
The voice of love is powerful.
The voice of love is powerful.
The voice of love brings peace.
The voice of love brings peace.
The voice of the beloved breaks the bonds of oppression.
The voice of the beloved breaks the bonds of oppression.
And shatters the chains of injustice.
And shatters the chains of injustice.
Love invites all to the dance of freedom.
Love invites all to the dance of freedom.
To sing the beloved song of truth.
To sing the beloved song of truth.
The voice of the beloved is heard within our hearts.
The voice of the beloved is heard within our hearts.
The voice of the beloved is heard in the trees.
The voice of the beloved is heard in the trees.
The voice of the beloved is heard in all things.
The voice of the beloved is heard in all things.
And in our hearts we cry, thank you.
And in our hearts we cry, thank you.
The beloved lives within our hearts.
The beloved lives within our hearts.
The one who is eternal love.
The one who is eternal love.
May love give strength to all people.
May love give strength to all people.
May love bless all nations with peace.
May love bless all nations with peace.
2 nights we watched an incredibly beautiful video teaching from the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. Do you remember the first sentence that he spoke? Anybody?
Mhm.
You remember, Barb?
The beauty of Mother Earth is a bell of mindfulness.
That's it. That's it. The beauty of Mother Earth is a bell of mindfulness. And then he went on to say that Mother Earth speaks to us. And if we're able to hear, we return the favor. And Mother Earth says to us, my child, I love you. Everything is for you. Isn't that amazing? And he was kind of teasing in his teaching, which I love about him. You know, at one point in the beginning he says, if you cannot see the beauty of Mother Earth, or cannot hear her say to you, my child, I love you, then there's a pause. All right. And then he says, in such a sweet, tender voice, why? Why can you not? Right?
Yeah.
And that's the invitation, of course, to look within. And as he explains later in his teaching, to discover a mind within ourselves, a heart within ourselves that is hurried, that is cluttered, that is so full of itself that that's all it can see and hear. It really can't hear anybody else, including Mother Earth. Right? And then he suggests that the way in to this listening, this seeing, is silence. And just from what he said last night in the video, it's clear that what he means by silence is so much more than the absence of sound externally. It's so much more. It's, in his own words, a freedom within, a deepening freedom within, free from the fears, the anxieties, the stuff that we all wrestle with from time to time. More and more free. And so tonight we chanted a song that speaks about Mother Earth. Didn't use those words necessarily, but speaks about Mother Earth, nature, that communicates to us the love of God. And let me just refresh my memory so that we can be more clear. It was Psalm 29. It says, the voice of the beloved is upon the waters. Love's voice echoes over the oceans. The voice of the beloved, present in trees, in the sea, in the sky, even in storms, it says. The voice of the beloved calls to us. And it's clear when we read the gospel that the voice of the beloved says to Jesus, you are my beloved. I delight in you. It's so amazing to me to hear Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching, which makes the earth mother, but not just a distant mother, but a mother that draws us to herself. It's a rare moment in the Buddhist tradition when a Buddhist monk speaks in such a way that it approaches the Christian understanding of the divine as personal, as a person, as Father, Mother, who speaks to us and says, "My child, I love you." But that's what he said. He's coming so close to a gospel insight, a gospel experience of the divine, of Jesus' experience, that says, "You are my beloved. I delight in you." This man gets such big feet. Don't you? Yes. So I just thought I'd share that tonight because it's important to acknowledge the distinctions in different faith traditions, different spiritual paths. And what's amazing to me is that very often, just for a moment, they do this.
Mm-hmm.
They come together and touch. It's like, I remember many, many years ago.
Pay attention to me.
Yeah, seriously. I had the joy of studying with Rabbi Zalman Schachter, who was a great teacher, and this is at Temple University in Philadelphia. And then he moved to Colorado, but for 2 years I had the joy of being with him and hearing him and watching him, and it was just so good. And he was Jewish, very Jewish. And, oh, you're going to go down. And I felt back then that something was opening in me, something that needed to open. Okay, you got to go down. That's it. This is what you chew, my young friend, not my coat. Okay? That's it. So one day, Zalman Schachter, the rabbi, was giving a session, and in the session were all kinds of people, different faith traditions, and there was this one young, very zealous young Christian. I'll never forget it. I liked him. He was a good guy, but he wasn't very aware of what Zalman was trying to teach us. And so this young Christian said to Zalman, after his beautiful teaching by the rabbi, he said, "Zalman, you're so much like Jesus." He said, "Have you ever thought of becoming a Christian?" And Zalman had this long white beard down his navel, and he just looked at the young Christian and stroked his beard, and I could hear him thinking, like, what do I say to this young guy? What can I say that might be helpful? And this is what he said. He said, "Why would I do that?" He said, "I'm a Jew. This is my root. It's a deep root. And like any tree with a deep root, it goes down, 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 down. And when it reaches a certain depth, it encounters the roots of other trees. And they can mingle, but they always remain distinct. They're not the same." And I don't remember the young Christian's response, but I was so moved by the insight of this old rabbi who was making it clear that traditions are really important, and we need to go deep in whatever tradition we choose. And at a certain point, if we go deep enough, those roots just touch or maybe intertwine with another, but they're still different. And that's important. Rabbi Zalman Schachter taught many of us how to love the Jewish tradition, how to love Psalms, how to love Genesis, how to love the law, even, the Torah, and to love the stories, the poetry in the Hebrew Bible. I will always be grateful to him for that. I'm going to bite your tail. That is so silly. I mean, really. If I had a tail, I wouldn't bite it. You know? No, we're learning. No. You bite this.
Biting the roots of her tradition.
She's biting the roots of her tradition. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Any thoughts on that, members?
I liked what you said about the roots when they go deep. They how they are they keep their integrity, but they kind of intermingle with the other roots. I like that.
Yeah. It's like the story of there was a conference once with Catholics and Buddhists, and true story. And the Catholics were all excited because they were going to hang out with Buddhists, right? And the Buddhists were kind of cool, you know, they weren't and chill. And so after the first day, the end of the first day, the Buddhists announced, it was like a 3-day conference. At the end of the first day, the Buddhists announced that they would be leaving. And the Catholics were confused. Like, why would you leave? We're just getting started. This is so good, you know. We haven't said anything to offend you. And the Buddhists said, precisely. In other words, the Catholics were trying so hard not to say anything that would be construed as, you know, problematic, that they didn't say much at all.
Yeah. No content. Yeah.
No content, no substance. So the Buddhists, you know, typical Buddhist fashion, well, we need to move on. It's been nice. I don't know how it ended, whether they stayed or not. But that was the story. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
In Vietnamese culture in Vietnam, we have a strong Catholic and Buddhism population. Those are our two major religions.
Right.
And they just intermingle, intertwine too. There's like devout Catholics, but during Buddhist holidays, they'll merge in with that too. It's like the intertwining of
Cool.
that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I was attending the Episcopal Church, and a number of people had started to study Buddhism, and they were convinced that it was only a philosophy, which I don't know that I agree with. But that was the thing, so the idea was you could be Episcopalian and Buddhist, and they called them Buddhapalians.
What would you call a Catholic and a Buddhist then?
Buddha calf.
Did you get all the peanut butter out?
Yeah, I like to combine a lot of different of these modalities or just religions and yeah. feel like there's something to learn from all of them.
There is. There is. There's a beautiful poem, When Kingfishers Catch Fire, by the Episcopal priest, Gerard Manley Hopkins, great poet. And he, in the course of his poem, says something like this: For Christ plays in 10,000 places, lovely in limbs and lovely in eyes, not his. And the idea being that the risen Jesus, the Christ who is cosmic Christ now, is present in every person, in every tradition, and is speaking through everything and everyone.
Right.
Lovely in eyes, lovely in limbs, not his. And it's great because it says he plays. Plays, like maybe he plays a fiddle, maybe he plays a flute, but somehow communicates a more playful kind of presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is. So we'll close with a song. Now that I've made a complete mess of the place here. There it is. There. So we'll choose a psalm that we've done before here that is has a refrain, which I think is such a good refrain. You can imagine back in the day, 3,000 years ago almost, when this psalm was composed and the people in the temple would sing the refrain. The refrain is something like this: Your steadfast love sustains us. Your steadfast love sustains us. So I'll chant a line to you, and just chant it. Psalm 136. Oh, sing praises to the beloved,
Sing praises to the beloved,
whose steadfast love sustains us.
whose steadfast love sustains us.
Oh, give thanks to the heart of all hearts,
Oh, give thanks to the heart of all hearts,
whose steadfast love sustains us.
whose steadfast love sustains us.
To you who spoke and the world began,
To you who spoke and the world began,
your steadfast love sustains us.
your steadfast love sustains us.
To you who by wisdom created the heavens,
To you who by wisdom created the heavens,
your steadfast love sustains us.
your steadfast love sustains us.
You spread out the earth upon the waters,
You spread out the earth upon the waters.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You set the planets upon their course,
You set the planets upon their course.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You set the sun to guide the day,
You set the sun to guide the day.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You set the moon and stars for night,
You set the moon and stars for night.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
To you who liberate us to love,
To you who liberate us to love.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You comfort us in times of sorrow,
You comfort us in times of sorrow.
your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You give food to the hungry.
You give food to the hungry.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
You guide the peoples of the earth.
You guide the peoples of this earth.
You bring peace and justice.
You bring peace and justice.
Your steadfast love sustains us.
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 At the close of this day, we give you thanks for your steadfast love does sustain us. Help us to see and to hear your voice, Mother Earth, in the trees, in the water, in the sky, in the puppy, wherever, for you are everywhere. Thank you so much. Never thought I would